Here's the truth no one warned you about. Most of what you believe about freedom, stability, and control was handed to you by people who, need you to be predictable. This podcast exists to really break that chain of control over you and, the war for your mind. Welcome to Jason's Fuse.
Welcome to the Jason's Fuse podcast. If you showed up looking for hand-holding and echo chambers, you made a wrong turn somewhere. This is where people come when they feel like everything is held together with good intentions and zip ties. If you are looking for someone to whisper sweet affirmations in your ear, go find a yoga playlist. You're in the wrong place. Now discover truth with bite, attitude with purpose, and a voice that doesn't care who gets uncomfortable. Because Jason was born to disrupt, spark the fires, and light the fuse. Freedom starts in the mind. Light the fuse and discover true independence of thought.
If you came here for comfort, soft tones, or someone to agree with everything you think, you walked into the wrong room. This is the place for people who feel like something's off. People who know that the system was not built for their benefit. People who are tired of being told to sit still while everything around them keeps tightening like a noose around your neck. If you want clarity, you want independence, and you want control back, good. Let's get your mind ready for it. I'm Jason Schaller, and I spent almost 30 years in cybersecurity. I watched how companies and platforms and entire industries use structure to shape behavior. A lot of them call it efficiency. Some of it call it a best practice. The reality is simple. It's control. I've built teams, I've ran departments, I sat in boardrooms, I survived mergers, layoffs, reorgs, and disasters that were entirely preventable. I watched careers really end both quietly and in a big explosion. I've watched people get crushed by structures that they trusted. I watched leaders look someone in the eye while hiding decisions that were already made weeks earlier. I've seen failed leadership. I've seen good leadership. I've seen absolute crap employees. I've seen exceptional employees. And I learned something from all of it. People lose their freedom long before anyone takes it away. They lose it in their habits. I am not the model of physical fitness. At one time, I was in great shape. Injuries, excuses, you name it. It shaped habits. Definitely shaped mine. I've seen people lose the way they think. I mean, social media is one of the worst things out there now. Attention spans are shorter than they ever were. And the thing is that I've seen people lose their whole questioning of why or what they see. This podcast exists to change that. Jason's Fuse is not a motivational show. It's not a productivity show. It's a place where I pat you on the head and tell you everything's fine. Well, not really. I really don't do that. I don't do that in my personal life, but I had to throw that in there just to wake you up because you get into that rhythm, right? No. This is not the place where I'm going to give you big hugs and say everything's okay. This podcast is a weapon. Not the physical kind, the mental kind. Because there's a war for your mind. What we cover is how systems control people without saying a word. How corporations use silence to shape your choices. How fear, debt, and comfort trap smart people into bad decisions. How independence that it and this is the thing that drives me nuts when I hear people talk about independence. They talk about it like, oh, I got independent. You really don't. We're going to talk about independence that doesn't crack under pressure. How to sharpen your instincts so that you see truth easily. How to question everything without spiraling into chaos. And that is a hard thing to do. And how to reclaim your mind from people who profit from your obedience. If it sounds heavy, it was meant to be. If it makes you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is your awareness wakening up. Look, Jason's Views is a whole new venture for me. You might know me from my other venture, the Rogue Banshee, if you're in the 2A space. Look, this is not a 2A space. This is the whole war for your mind. I have shorts that you're going to see on my YouTube channel. I have an essay, basically. Some people call it blog posts. It's a little longer. That's on my website, jasonsviews.com. You can see this podcast. This is episode 0. This is the one where we get everything up and running. And look, this is the thing. This is not designed to be entertaining. This is training. Look, 3 years ago, I had an apartment that vanished. I saw it coming. I saw the signs. I knew it. And this is the thing is, if you're awake, you start seeing patterns. Cybersecurity is a lot of paying attention to what's going on. It's a lot of seeing patterns. Once you start seeing these patterns, it's almost impossible to not see them. And this is what I want. I want you to start thinking outside the box. I want you to start questioning everything. I want you to regain ground that sits between your ears. There's a war for your mind, and I want you to win it. This is for people who want more out of their life than just converting oxygen to carbon dioxide. This is for people who refuse to let corporations, platforms, or politicians decide how they think or how they live. It's so funny when we talk about politics here, a lot of people think, well, he must be right-leaning, or it's funny. I'm a Jasonist. I believe in ism. I believe in Jasonism. What's good for me? It may sound like it's selfish. Maybe it is to somebody, but really that's the freedom, the independence. I want you to be your ism. I want you to be an ist. I believe in Jasonism. I'm a Jasonist. You don't believe everything of your entire belief structure. I don't believe everything from the left. I don't believe everything from the right. I don't believe everything from even the middle. I've made up my mind, and I decided to go my own way. This is for the ones who don't want to be owned. If you want comfort, go somewhere else. If you want sovereignty, pull up a chair. Look, we're going to talk about a lot of things that could be uncomfortable. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. We're going to talk a little bit about strategy in your life. This is all good conversations. This is how you win the war of your mind. I'm going to tell you the truth, even when it stinks. Especially when it stinks. I'm going to tell you about my life. There's a lot of things I've seen in my life, and that's just, that's builds my whole ism and ist. I will challenge the stories that you were given. I'm going to challenge the structures that want you quiet. And I'll give you the tools to break out of the mental traps that keep people compliant. If you're ready to think for yourself, question everything, and build independence most people only talk about, welcome. You're in the right place. Think, resist, become. Now light the damn fuse.
You made it to the end. Good for you. Most people tap out the moment things get uncomfortable. If this episode pushed you, that means it worked. Find more at jasonsfuse.com. That's where the spark begins. If you're into Instagram, connect with us at jasonsfuse.com/IG. If you still love feeding algorithms, connect with us on YouTube at jasonsfuse.com/YT. For the more freedom-loving people, check him out on Rumble at jasonsfuse.com/Rumble. And remember, Jason's Fuse is community funded. If you want to keep this kind of thinking alive, support us at jasonsfuse.com/firestarters. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter at jasonsfuse.com/newsletter. Jason will be back to question more of the nonsense you keep getting fed. Make sure you check out jasonsfuse.com/podcast to catch up on the latest episodes. If you want more independence, more fire, and more real thinking, hit follow. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and keep lighting the fuse.